The story of Pop Smoke's passing is one that everybody should know. It teaches the importance of being careful on social media, about your location, and the overall dangers of social media. Now we need to speak about this, so let's get straight into it. Now, it starts on February 19th in the year of 2020. It was announced that Pop Smoke sadly passed after a home invasion ended up going on in an Airbnb that he rented. Now, 4 people ended up breaking into Pop Smoke's Airbnb as they found out where he was located due to Instagram stories that Pop Smoke posted earlier in the day. Now, in those Instagram stories, Pop Smoke was showing the receipts of some designer clothing that he purchased, and well, he wasn't aware that the address of his Airbnb was literally on the receipt. Pop Smoke was not the only one who posted one of these Instagram stories. Mike D, who was staying at the Airbnb with Pop on that night, also posted stuff to his own Instagram story, sharing the location of their Airbnb. Pop Smoke and Mike D, they were out doing business and enjoying themselves while buying flashy clothing and jewelry. These 4 men ended up invading Pop Smoke's Airbnb for all of the designer goods and cash that they were flexing on social media earlier that day. We have finally figured out the entire story of what happened the night Pop Smoke sadly passed, and this is a story you need to hear. Now, on February 19th, 4 men ended up viewing Pop Smoke's Instagram story and planned out an entire home invasion for that night. These 4 men ended up breaching the Airbnb through a second-floor balcony as the main doors were locked. These men were wearing ski masks and gloves, which made the fingerprints and gathering evidence for this case very tough for law enforcement, as they also avoided all main roads due to surveillance cameras in the stoplights. Now, one of these 4 men were actually below the age of 18. This certain individual is actually the one who committed the act towards Pop Smoke. The 4 men breached the Airbnb through the balcony as I mentioned earlier. They tiptoed throughout the hallway of the house until noticing that Pop Smoke was taking a shower. According to the official report, it stated that the underage individual admitted that they asked Pop Smoke for the jewelry while he was taking a shower. The jewelry they're referring to is a diamond-studded Rolex, as well as a Cuban link chain that everybody knows Pop Smoke for. The 4 men quickly busted into the bathroom where Pop Smoke was taking a shower. They asked for the jewelry and said if you give the jewelry, nothing will happen. Pop Smoke initially was doing what they asked. He slowly took off his Cuban link chain and ended up handing it over to one of the intruders. That intruder then told Pop Smoke thank you, and while Pop Smoke was handing over the Rolex, that's when Pop Smoke started to defend himself. Now, this ended up having a massive brawl in the bathroom. Pop Smoke and these 4 individuals at 4 a.m. were having a massive brawl. Things were getting shattered. The mirror ended up coming off of the wall. A lady that was staying with Pop Smoke at the Airbnb at the time ended up coming out to see what was all going on. That's when one of the intruders ended up seeing this lady, told her to close her eyes and be quiet, and pointed a firearm towards her as she ended up sprinting back to her bedroom. She ended up mentioning in an interview she did with law enforcement that she saw 2 of the men kicking Pop Smoke as he fell to the ground, and then they grabbed all of the jewelry from inside of the house and off Pop Smoke and sprinted immediately out of the house. Now, all of this information is actually coming from the individual who remains nameless due to his age. This individual admitted to doing the act towards Pop Smoke during a recorded interview with his cellmate at a juvenile detention center. He admitted that he was the only one who used a firearm on that night, which makes the case very easy for sentencing. But after hearing what happened on the night of Pop Smoke's passing, many people started to believe that this was all set up through his friend Mike D. Now here's why people believe it was a setup. Now during the entire brawl that was going on in the shower, in the hallway, these 4 men, they did nothing to Mike D or the female that literally saw these 4 men going at Pop Smoke. If a firearm is used in your house, or you hear a bunch of ruckus going on like there's a massive brawl outside, are you just gonna stand there and do nothing about it? That's where the question comes in, and where was Mike D during this situation? The rumor is that Mike knew that these 4 men were coming. He gave all of the information about Pop Smoke being in the shower, so they knew exactly where to go once breaching the Airbnb. Now again, that is a theory. The other theory is that if it was so easy for them to do this to Pop Smoke, then why would they not do this to a witness who literally saw everything happen? Thankfully, they didn't do anything to the lady that was staying with Pop Smoke at the time. But typically during a crime such as this one, if there is any sort of witness on the scene, usually the 4 or whoever's doing the crime would make sure, telling this witness you saw nothing or else. It just didn't make sense on how Pop Smoke was the only target in this entire situation, when Mike and the woman were also there as well. And this is all without mentioning that when sitting inside of a house and a firearm goes off in that house, you can hear it go off from down the street. Now again, this is just a conspiracy theory. Nothing has been, proven. It's just a theory, and it's just a weird one. But this all teaches everyone a very important lesson. No matter if you're a famous celebrity, you're just, some local rich person, posting your address online while flexing expensive items, especially in the year 2021, is the furthest thing from safe. A fact came out online speaking about home invasions and just burglaries in general. 4 out of 10 burglaries and home invasions start from rich people posting about their lives on social media, as they're used as motives from the people who commit these crimes, as they know exactly what's in that house, as people just keep posting it online. I don't believe that Pop Smoke was aware that he shared his entire address on social media. Again, Pop Smoke should have had some sort of content manager, some sort of social media manager to review everything he posts. I'm very surprised that his record label or somebody close to him didn't reach out and say, hey, you just posted your address online, or anything in that nature. It's very strange to me. And due to all of it, we lost what was gonna be a legend in the music industry, and he released one of the biggest albums in the last decade. Anyways, that was the story of Pop Smoke. If you want a story of someone else, drop a comment down below. It's been District Trending, and I'm out. Peace.